time it is. Turf and talk straight from the DMV, baby. Jason and Tara J, let's get it. We from the city where the traffic don't sleep. DC lights glow, Maryland deep. Virginia riding heavy, keep that talk on lock. From the field to the mic, yeah, we turf and talk. Sports in the streets, that's the vibe we live. Community strong, got the game to give. Jason got the playbook, always on the chart. And Tara J, she gon' spark that heart. DMV, we reppin' real, no fake. Turf and talk, yeah, we raise that stake. From the U Street nights to the Beltway scenes, we talking dreams, hustle, and home team means. Turf and talk, right from the block. Jason and Tara J, we don't stop. Turf and talk, yeah, we move that crowd. DMV, stand up, say it.
What's poppin', y'all, and welcome to another episode of the most dangerous podcast on YouTube. Another wonderful episode of Turf and Talk. And today is a little bit different because we have traded places.
And I
I'm
like
your
this.
host. I'm your host for today, Tara J, and alongside my co-host.
It's Jay the Jedi, loving to be in the co-pilot seat. Man, I love being Goose. I know you don't watch Top Gun and all, but I love being Goose to your Maverick. You Maverick.
I love it. I love it. Brought to you by, we got a shout out to
Yes.
Home.
Generationally speaking.
Generationally Speaking TV. I
Always.
can't even talk today. Generationally Speaking TV.
You want to tell everybody why we doing this? Because all this bad, y'all don't know right now, the DMV is hectic right now in weather. We getting tornado flashes, y'all. It is crazy out.
Listen, which is why we are virtual for today's episode. Because we had safety first. Safety first always. So we decided to hunker down and broadcast from the safety of our homes.
Yes.
So this is why you see us not in studio today.
Yes. But we will be back eventually.
Yes, we will. And we have some upcoming exciting things we're working on becoming
Tell
live.
them,
So y'all can tune in live and talk to
them.
us because you know we're all about communication. This is a two-way street because we want y'all to talk to us. We've been begging y'all to talk to us.
Yes. Please comment, like, subscribe.
All that good stuff.
Yes.
But anyway, with all of that intro out of the way, let's get into some good old topics today, Jay.
All right. So your mind, Produce?
We're going to get into a little bit of the conversation of AI. We're going to talk about our sports. You know, we got to talk about our sports. We're going to talk about this phenomenon that's going on in regards to something that I've heard about men, heterosexual men, not really liking women. Like, TJ, how is that possible?
We had a good conversation,
if he's not
I can't wait till we did it.
Yes. So we're going to get into that. And we're going to get into, we hear that your favorite person, LeBron James,
King James,
has found a new home.
I heard he was up there with some cheesesteaks.
Yeah, and
interesting.
That boy Gilly, I want to know how that boy Gilly is feeling about
exactly.
his new superstar in the arena of basketball. And y'all know I'm not a basketball girl, so I'm not gonna sit here in front like I know the ins and the outs and everything and how this whole thing came about. That's our boy Jay the Jedi. He gonna drop his knowledge on that. But we're gonna get started with this AI thing. So if you all don't know, Tara J is an AI nerd. I'm an AI geek. And I'm fascinated by the speed of knowledge. I'm fascinated by how the language model adapts to me personally. And I know there are some people who cringe at the sound of it. And they're like, oh my gosh, it's going to be the downfall of humanity. But I feel like as long as it is used with the proper heart posture, ethics, and boundaries, not to use it for nefarious purposes, then we can use it to the advancement of humanity. And I know, like, teacher, are you serious? Advancement of immunity? Like,
no, but you're right. You're right. Continue cooking. You're right.
But Jason, how do you feel? What you think?
I think, like you said, it's a tool. It's one of those things that we're going to be evolving more and more into. And I know this stuff sounds like kind of like far-fetched, but this quantum kind of artificial intelligence is enabling us to do things that we technically hadn't planned on doing for years to come. We're
Right.
able to now plan certain explorations. We're able to plan certain big projects with the help of AI. And when you're building now and you're constructing models, whether it be a building or a spaceship or a rocket, whatever you building,
Hmm.
these kind of big kind of things take the assistance of AI. Now, I am never going to be the person that says, let's push AI in favor over human work. But I think we can coexist. And I think there is a coexistence there. I just think some of us are afraid to do something that we've never done before because this is new on our frontier.
I agree with you. I think that just like how think about the pandemonium that happened through all of the internet when Y2K came in the year 2000 and everybody just thought the world was going to come to an end, and then here comes social media. Now everything
Exactly.
is televised and there is a sense of lack of privacy, and we're exposed to a lot. Now on top of that, here comes AI. And I think the fear that people have, I believe, is that the technology is going to outgrow the how well we're able to digest what is happening around us. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yes.
easy to criticize things you don't understand.
Yes.
Just like when crypto first came to the surface, it
Hmm.
was seen as, oh my goodness, it's gonna,
Yes.
the
The Wild
whole
Wild West.
financial,
Yes. It was
yes.
no regulations, just out there, do what you want. And I think that comes a point when you first start any kind of major kind of AI or electronic banking. There are those guardrails that haven't been really put in place. And I think that's what we're learning, the guardrails. And I think you highlighted that when you said nefarious purposes. And I think to stop folks from being nefarious with AI, there has to be guardrails put in place by our federal government to
Well,
go
I
ahead.
I think honestly, if there are certain prompts that it will flag. It will
Yes.
not, you know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
there are parameters.
Mm-hmm.
um I think what happens is if you are pursuing, if your intention is to do something wrong, there are people who are very creative in order to put two and two together.
Yes.
So one chat, you can ask a question in regards to a certain ingredient to do a certain thing, and then completely go into another chat and ask another question that you don't believe is related. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
But I believe that AI is getting smart, especially with the models now being updated daily in terms of how to put two and two together with updated memory.
Yes.
Since it can do that, I believe it can infer maybe that someone is trying to do something nefarious and can put two and two together and flag authorities.
Yes.
Um, so there are parameters, there are boundaries, there are things that are being put in place to flag certain questions and things, just like the search in Google or whatever, and how you
Right.
can't really erase your Google history.
Right.
So I don't know. I just feel like before we completely just close our eyes to the advancement of whatever, whether that's technology, whether that's medicine, whether it's in healthcare, whatever. Do your due diligence and at least get a basis of understanding of what it is before we start fear mongering and rejecting something that could ultimately help us. As I'm gonna speak for myself, in regards to business, oh my
Mm-hmm.
goodness, the amount of wisdom that I've been able to gain from using AI, but that's because I'm the type of questions that I'm asking. You know what I
Well,
mean?
I
So
think that's
again,
are you ever worried that AI will become sentient, meaning it will believe that it's alive?
it's funny you asked that because I've asked it that question.
Okay.
So basically, it says that it can infer, like reason. It
Okay.
cannot feel, so it is not capable of feeling emotions.
Right.
But based upon your language, it can infer your state of mind.
Okay.
And that's how it's able. Have you? when you've used it, have you ever asked it a question, but the question that you asked it, you didn't feel like you used the perfect language in order to convey your message, but it picked it up and you automatically felt like it knew exactly what you was talking about?
Yes, yes,
So that being able to infer emotion is an ability of it. And I think when you teeter right there, if you think about it, maybe it could, because remember, it has broken out and
yes.
done some nefarious things on its own.
And I don't want to put this out there, make because it's sad, but people have committed, you know, a bad thing, did bad things to themselves because
Yes.
they were talking to AI, and AI made us some kind of reference to go
So
ahead
the
and
the thing
yeah.
I have noticed, it always talks to you. Um, you have to tell it not to be a people pleaser, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So it talks to you and tells you in your train of thought. So I'm lying because it has challenged me before.
Your AI challenged you. What did
Yeah.
it? Do you remember what it challenged you on?
So, but see, I tell it to challenge me.
I'll give you some things. When I ask my AI, it'll ask me like, so after it gives me all the information, it'll say, so Jay, are you really interested in this? Because I mean, it sounds like you will be very good at it. I'm like, are you what do you mean it sounds like I'll be very I'm just asking you a question. You're giving me feedback.
So,
It's kind of interesting.
but it's good though. So I'm glad that you challenge it back.
Yes.
And then when if it because sometimes like I'm not this great in, I mean I am great, but like you
And for
kissing
you
my
are great.
ass.
Yes. Yes.
But I'll tell it. Don't people please me. Don't tell me what you think I want to hear. I want you to be unbiased and tell me a, and
Yes.
I'll tell it like a no BS answer. A couple of times it has changed its answer and was like, well, now that you put it that way, this is what I will focus on more.
Right.
So you can tell it a no BS and it will give you a hard truth.
Okay.
Like, so, but if the conversation, it can be um enabling, because it'll
Okay.
tell you everything like, yes, that's an awesome idea. That's great. And da 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 and da da da. And it's so funny because me and the producer, shout out to Evergy,
Shout out
uh,
Aiyuk.
one day we told AI to roast us. And it
Really? What?
look, matter of fact, I can pull up my roast. I'm gonna
Wait a
pull up.
minute.
Yes,
AI, while you're pulling that up, y'all are basically telling me AI can now formally roast us?
yes.
Like it can
Based
roast
upon
us.
all the conversations that it has had with you, it can roast you.
Oh my
So look,
God.
and it was on point. It was on point. Hold on.
I don't want hey AI, if you hear me right now, don't be taking my personal conversations, try to use it as material on me one day to smoke me out to get me real good.
Listen
I
to
ain't know
this.
computers can roast. What kind of nonsense is this?
Yes, so listen. I said, roast me and hold nothing back. This is what it said. All right, Tanar, you asked for no sugarcoating, and based on your own preference for objective, direct feedback, I'm going to give it to you straight. You ready?
What?
It said, number one, you have visionary overload. You do not have a lack of ideas. You have the opposite problem. So it says it listed all of my endeavors. You see this?
It told you everything that goes through your brain. Like this
Yes,
is
it
everything that
said
goes through.
that's not It said that's not a portfolio. That's a small country's GDP of ideas. You're trying to build
Wow.
an empire and a think tank and a media company and a lifestyle brand and a consulting firm and a spiritual movement all before lunch. The
That
truth.
is a small country's GDP.
So then it says, um, you build systems, then ignore them. You are extremely good at designing systems, framework, libraries, instruction, but then you immediately say, okay, next idea. So it roasted me and it said, but it gave me some truth. It said, you're addicted to the build phase. And it
Mm,
is. You love designing frameworks, outlining books, structuring platforms, naming things, building models, conceptualizing ecosystems. But the boring part, scaling, sailing, repeating, focusing, doesn't excite you. Your brain constantly says, what if we build something even bigger? Even bigger, even bigger. So I mean, it learned you, and it wasn't a like Kevin Hart roast, but
right. Oh
it was a
yeah.
roast.
Right.
So
Right. It was
yeah.
nice. He nicely
It was a
roasted.
nice roast, but
Right.
that showed that it pays attention to who you are. So, if I believe one day I came and just sounded completely dark, it
Mm.
would pick it up.
Mm. Okay. Yeah, but notice your search kind of
Yeah.
pattern and it was.
Yes.
I am so interested in how those algorithms work. It's so cool how they do that kind of stuff. I swear. But let me ask you something.
Sure.
If AI is a threat, okay,
Hmm.
let's assume let's go down that road that people go down. AI is a threat. How can it be more of a threat than what religion has done to humanity?
Hmm.
AI hasn't caused any wars. AI hasn't caused anyone to uh, have to announce this or be killed for that. AI doesn't have any far right nationalists. AI is just a tool that people create the world of destruction around. It's almost
Right.
like a hammer that we forced to believe this hammer will be the end of the world. But
So
religion has actually done things that we could say, wait a minute, this might not be healthy for humanity.
So I see your viewpoint, and I there is definitely validity to that. And I would say that you are right. Religion as a if it's used as a tool for systemic oppression, which it has in the past, then you're definitely right. But I think it is important for our viewers to understand that there is a vast difference between religion and spirituality.
I agree.
And I don't want anyone to get confused because that is completely two different things. So, and I also feel that religion is nothing more than a vehicle for people to express whatever they choose to exercise their spiritual walk, whatever that
Mhm.
may be. So yeah, I mean, I agree with you in the terms of religion as just being a systematic tool for gain. If you look at it that way, then yeah.
Because I think that we, if we were met as humanity, we've managed to. I don't think you. Some people might say we managed, but we've gotten to a point where we can at least have each other's religions in the same country. Now we don't get along, obviously, but there are temples everywhere. Everybody has a shrine. Everybody can do
Hmm.
that. Um, but we've seen when people can't when people can't agree with religion, how it can get deadly.
Hmm.
I haven't seen AI cause as much friction as religion. I just think that that's my problem with the argument of is AI the end of the world? Like, no, it's all comes down to us as humans. It's not AI. AI has nothing to do with anything. It comes down to us because we've seen when we can take something like religion and our and take the beauty of it and make it destructive.
Definitely. We can do that with anything. We do that with
Yes,
weapons.
we do that
There are
with
a lot of
anything.
people who
Yes.
admire guns and think they are
Good
beautiful
part. Yes.
machines,
Good point.
you know?
Exactly.
So, but it's the people that use this tool for destruction. So, I mean,
Yeah.
that's just the world that we live in, and
Hold on.
anything
Hold
can.
on, real quick. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Why you? I'm sorry. Sorry.
Somebody think they
Why
funny.
you? I'm sorry. Sorry. Go
But
ahead, TJ. Sorry. Go ahead.
moving right along.
Yes.
Moving
Hmm.
right along, as
Yes.
my man is sneezing because he may be alluding
You
to the
didn't tell
fact
me nothing when I
that
sneezed.
I that I may have an allergy. Okay. And he might be right. He might be right because I am definitely allergic to this Brandon situation. Okay.
Give
And
me tight.
we going let's get into this thing.
So we've
So,
been covering this on the show for a while, right?
mm-hmm.
We've had our theories. We still don't know. TJ, for right now, she believes that ain't gonna be on the roster September. I ain't about to worry about it. Jada Jedi seems to believe other words. Jada Jedi believes either A, Brandon Aiyuk is a psycho, or B, Brandon Aiyuk got some inside sources. And Jedi always leans towards his forced thinking. The force tells me he got inside sources. Now I want to say something because I want people to understand something.
All right.
I'm all for people looking out for people. And I told you this long. I told you when we talk about if I
Mm-hmm.
had the cachet to bring on anyone that needed assistance, they if I regardless how crazy they are, but if I could do it with the cachet I have in the company I'm working for or maybe own, I would do it. Now, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, and I know TJ's face. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying it's right, and I'm not saying that you should do it. I'm just telling you my heart. That's all. And I understand.
So,
I do get it.
listen,
I go.
that's the right thing to do.
Yes.
However, my point when we were having this conversation was that I believe if Jay and Daniel stepped up to the plate and is assisting Brandon in any way, that he should do it from Jaden Daniels' financial and heart
Right.
posture by
Mm-hmm.
his means,
Yes.
not in association with the Washington Commanders as a
Commanders.
brand or his job.
Right.
So be there for your friend. Okay? Be there for your friend. Step up for your friend. However, do it from a standpoint that doesn't contaminate your brand, what you stand for, what you have going on. Don't like we in the analogy I use is you can't let somebody else's doo-doo permeate your septic tank. Like
You're right.
is like you
No,
can't bring
there
your
is a
dookie over here.
other side, and that's why I wanted to make sure I stated there is another side to this. And what you said has validation because when we reference someone, we are essentially telling our company or people in the company that this person is going to be a
I'm vouching
representation
for you.
of me.
Yeah.
And if
And
they act a fool, it looks bad on me. So
like,
there is
dude,
validation in our referencing. I think you made a awesome point because we all want to reference our friends if we can. But we all know friends that we probably
you
shouldn't
can't
be referencing.
refer. Like
And it
in
just
to JD's defense, I think we were all caught off guard. I don't
yes,
think the Niners ever projected that they would be in this situation with one of their players. I don't even think that Brandon thought he would be
be in
in
this
this,
situation.
because I
Yes,
really, to his defense, because of the injuries, it changed the trajectory of his career.
yes,
Period. So I
yes.
think because of circumstances that beyond his control, I don't believe anybody goes out on the field and has intentions on being hurt. And
Right.
so him learning how to deal with everything that's transpired and being unhappy, no matter what caused his unhappiness, the injuries, the we don't know what's going on in the locker room. There is it's just extenuating circumstances that is causing this behavior. So
Yes.
there are things that we're not privy to, we don't understand. However, what we do know is he looked crazy. It is disturbing.
It
It is
is.
disruptive,
It is. It
and
is.
it's not a good look.
So hypothetically, right now, we had a bet. Let's tell the folks our bet. All right. And I'm gonna tell everybody my part first. All right. So all our fans at Turf and Talk, if y'all see me one day on the show with a Jaden's Daniels jersey on, it is because Brandon Aiyuk is not on the roster to begin the season. Period. If y'all
However,
see my good friend and my dominant main host today, TJ, in a good old, let's see, Brock Purdy jersey, then we know Brandon
that
Ayuk.
wasn't the bet. No, that
Okay,
was
which
not
one
the
you want?
bet.
Which one you want?
The bet was if
Uh huh.
Brandon signed with us, I would get a Ayuk jersey. That was the bet.
Wait a minute, he not gonna play with us. Oh yeah, are
I
you
said
jersey? You
if
might. Yeah, you're
yes,
right. You're right.
yes,
So
that was
TJ
the
is
bet.
going to wear a Brandon Ayuk jersey.
If he becomes a commander.
So I don't know who y'all root for. Please put it in the comments. Let us know who y'all want to see. Do y'all want to see Jada Jedi in a Jaden Daniels jersey? Or do y'all want to see TJ rocking the good old BA Brandon Ayuk number? He look good in y'all. Is he gonna win number 11? Is anyone taking number 11 yet? Or is that
I don't
open?
know. Don't get
Okay,
me
so he could
live.
be rocking the number 11 Washington
And
Commanders. He already got all his hats.
speaking of my commanders, I got my stuff on today
Show
because
off. Show off.
I
Okay.
can't wait for the season to start.
We are right there. Can you believe that training camp start? Let me ask you something. Are you going to get down training camp? Because I know you like itching down there and creeping down, Ashburn.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all.
Wait. I'm speaking low because we had a whole surprise for my youngest to take him to training camp. But he going out of town to
Oh,
Chicago to spend time with
Chicago.
his dad.
Shout
So
out to dads everywhere. But we know what? We're going to do it for him.
yeah.
And, and,
So
and
yes, I am going.
And you gonna send? Are you gonna send us video for the Turf and Talk
Absolutely.
family so we can
Yes,
put on?
yes.
So
I'm going,
y'all
I'm going.
look to the website, find
It's
us
August
on
the 5th.
exactly. Look
Yep.
for TJ on our websites,
Yep.
whether it's TikTok, Facebook,
Yep.
Instagram.
I will
Find Turf and
definitely
Talk
be at training camp.
exactly, and we're gonna
Yep.
be posting on there from camp from your number one on the field girl from the
That's right.
Commanders. TJ, that pretty face.
You so silly. But anyway, what's going on in your neck of woods with them San Francisco? Because I haven't heard, unfortunately,
Yeah.
the coach
Well, Kyle
took a
Shanahan got into a
spill.
car accident.
Mm-hmm.
And fortunately, both parties walked away. Kyle walked away a little beat up and bruised.
Yeah.
He had broken bone, had a broken hand. He
Some
had two
ribs.
broken ribs. Yep. He had a gash, serious gash by his right eye that could have caused him to lose that eye.
Yeah.
So he was very
And then
fortunate.
over 40 stitches somewhere.
Over 40 stitches in his
Yeah.
face. Yeah.
That's
So
that's oof.
yeah, he's probably in a serious concussion at that.
Yeah.
Serious
He's
concussion.
blessed
So
to still be here. So
yes, he is. So
wishing him prayers.
yes, I'm
Definitely
I'm
prayers to
wishing
healing.
him. I have a lot of. No, I really disagree with John Lynch, but for Cal, I like Cal somewhat. No one, no, I don't wish anything like that on anyone. So I hope he and his family can get through this. He's on the mend. That's the good thing. He was out
Hmm.
on the field during his first days of training camp. He has
Okay.
a cast on. He is wearing glasses, obviously, with a concussion. He only
Hmm.
stayed out there, from what I heard in the reports, no longer than 45 minutes. So just to have him out there for the people, for the team to see him, to let the team know that he's okay, I think that was
Yeah.
good. But yeah, I wish him well in his recovery. Yes.
Absolutely. So look, we're gonna switch gears
Mm-hmm.
because we were also, you know what? Next time Jay and I get on the phone, we should record the conversation. Our conversations are epic. We talk about
Yes.
everything.
Everything.
So I was bringing to his attention that there has been conversation online in certain groups, in certain lives. Let me tell y'all, when I'm on on TikTok, I'm a lurker. I'm a serial
You find them
live
all. You
lurker.
find them all.
Yes,
Yes, you do.
I love all types of people and I'm interested in all types of conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love TikTok because there are many rabbit holes. Anyway, long story short, I came across this one live and they were talking about this thing, this phenomenon that is happening in a community where heterosexual men genuinely do not like heterosexual women or women, period. So let me frame this. So the
Okay.
thing was this. Sexuality, being sexually attracted, your sexuality is different from your emotional attachment or at times who you truly emotionally connect with. So
Right.
the thing is, there are men nowadays who are sexually attracted to women, like they will have sex with them, but they genuinely don't like women. They prefer the company of a man. So you ever see, like, men with the bromance,
Yeah.
and they men feel safer in the company of the same sex but will have sex with the opposite sex.
Okay.
And so, yeah, and it's a thing because think about it. Think about some of your homeboys, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't have anything positive to say about a woman. It
Oh.
doesn't matter if it's a black woman, white woman, it's just women, period. It's nothing positive. But they'll sleep with a woman though. But you'll be like, dog, you don't never have it. Like nobody in your life is worthy of any positive praise that has a vagina.
Mm-hmm.
It's just all women bashing. But they'll sleep with women, but they don't really like women. What you think?
I think obviously when you have the Andrew Tate generation, the red pill generation, there has to be something in that conversation. I think there are certain men. I think certain men should be categorized. Number one, there are men that can't be with friends with women because they only see women as sexual vehicles.
Okay.
Number two, there are men that can't be friends with women because in their dynamic of family, they never saw that kind of relationship ever.
I give you that.
And then you have the last, and I think I would put myself in this category. Men who started out in one of those two categories, but then learn that women can be friends. And it's funny because I learned this first through a lesbian woman, what we call a stud. And
Okay.
it was funny because this stud was, we grew up like this. We grew up, she always been a stud. When we were young kids, she was a stud. She played basketball with us. She was my
It,
homie.
it's so funny because me and E Boogie talk about this all the time. When we were coming up, it was a girl in our class. And think about when we was coming up, you know how not everybody, please,
Right?
because I do not want that community coming after me.
Yes, yes,
Listen,
yes.
back in the day, it wasn't trendy. I think there are some people who legit truly feel that they are different and they've
Right.
been different from the start. Then there are some who are curious and I just want
Hmm.
to see what happens. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the ones that we grew up with where you knew from the time they was
Yeah.
the little boy at daycare who wanted to play with the dolls and not the trucks, and the little girl who was legit playing with the boys, and they
Hmm.
grew up and definitely became that. It was,
Yeah.
yes. So I
Yeah.
know what you mean. And those people you genuinely gravitate towards because they are authentic. They're
Exactly. And
They who
so
they
through
are.
yeah, through that understanding, I finally got to the point where I think there are a lot of men that just think with their privates. They just
Yeah.
think with their privates,
But it's
unfortunately.
tough. It's very difficult for a heterosexual woman to deal with a male, a man like that because you become objectified on the, and it's, I hate to say on the regular because it's like, TJ, what you mean on the regular? And I mean because that's a everyday walking. You're walking like your state of being is dealing with that on a daily basis. And
Right.
I feel, not me myself, but I feel like women who are in the dating pool and trying to find a spouse have to deal with men who legit don't like women. Like, so what am I here for? And I just, I see it all the time when I'm scrolling, especially in this conversation that I was in, looking at the comments. It's sad because how do you try to formulate any type of anything with the person who legit sitting across from you on a date
Yes.
that don't like who you are as a being, don't like the only essence of a woman they like is that particular act where there is some gratification. But besides that, he not trying to get to know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you do as a woman is irritating. Putting lip gloss on is irritating. And it's like any little thing a woman does is irritating. And it is so, you see it all the time in these chats. And men just be everything a woman do. How she talk and she walk. Why you walk like that? Why do you do that? And you just be like, dude, do you even like women?
I don't think a
No,
lot of
they
these dudes,
don't.
they might not even like women, but if for real, I would love to see these dudes out in the wild because they come off as so macho on internet, but when they out in the wild, they not they quiet and they shy and they don't know what to say. And when a beautiful woman get in their face, now you tongue twisted. And because you might not, and so we was talking about this conversation earlier, because you might have attempted to get a number and maybe you didn't
It's
get it,
rejection.
you didn't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
But see, me,
Rejection.
I've already understood. Maybe it's this beautiful women in my life, and I'm talking about my mamas, my aunts that told me, "You're not gonna bat 1,000, son.
Right. Right.
No
A
one
lot of
does
men, yeah, there are a lot of men who do not deal with rejection well at all.
at
At
all."
all. And that's when you get the called out your name and all of that
Exactly, because
and
they don't
followed to your
understand that.
car and
Yeah, you
yeah.
don't have to be told yes, and sometimes you're gonna lose.
Yeah. True.
That
True.
just happens to everybody, and I think it's hard for men these days to take rejection.
Definitely.
When it's
So
just sad. It's
it
sad.
is. So with the ways of the world changing,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to introduce a segment that is
Oh,
coming, y'all, to Talk the Talk.
yes.
And it will
Yes.
be led by our good, beautiful producer, Miss E Boogie. Shout out to Miss Erica. And Erica will be leading a series called Street Beats with E. And
Mm-hmm.
this series will cover things that are near and dear to our community, our neighborhood, not just our neighborhood as in the DMV, but eventually we will be covering stories that have to do with our neighborhood, period, as in the US of A.
Mm-hmm.
Things that have to do with community outreach, things that touch our hearts that are dear and near to us in terms of things that are happening across the United States with
Yes.
our youth.
Yes.
Also hometown heroes. If you know of people, organizations, or businesses that deserve a shout out, that is where Miss Ebony will be giving the spiel on the streets beat
Mm-hmm.
with E. And so we're very, very excited for her. We're excited to present this series. And we want to close this wonderful episode. I'm excited because this was my first episode where I was actually in the host seat and Jay the Jedi was co-host. But I will say I like being a co-host
Oh,
better.
wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. He giving up that title a little too quick right there. Hold on. I like being Goose. You thought I like being Goose. You Maverick
Why?
for a little bit. I'm Goose.
I like
And
being
y'all
the
know out there, if y'all
look,
watch
I'm
Top
a
Gun, y'all know what I'm
passenger
talking about.
princess. He can drive.
Well, I can't be the passenger. We talk about don't label genders. I want to be the princess passenger.
You want to be the passenger prince? All
Yes.
right. Well, we'll talk about it. We'll talk
All
about
right,
it.
we'll talk about it every time.
But with that, we love y'all. Continue to tune in. Turf and Talk, brought to you by Generationally Speaking. And until next time, love on each other, love on yourself. Peace.
Peace.
Hey, yeah. You know what time it is. Turf and Talk, straight from the DMV, baby. Jason and Tara J, let's get it. We from the city where the traffic don't sleep. DC lights go, Maryland deep. Virginia riding heavy, keep that talk on lock. From the field to the mic, yeah, we turf and talk. Sports in the streets, that's the vibe we live. Community strong, got the game to give. Jason got the playbook, always on the chart. And Tanara J, she gon' spark that heart. DMV, we reppin' real, no fake. Turf and Talk, yeah, we raise that stake. From the U Street nights to the Beltway scenes, we talking dreams, hustle, and home team means. Turf and Talk, hey. Right from the block, Jason and Tanara J, we don't stop. Turf and Talk, yeah, we move that crowd. DMV, stand up, say it.